Well. How we doing this Thursday evening? A little bit, quarter after 10, it looks like. And it clearly has come to this. So little options, so little things to do. I believe I may have watched every available movie, series, cartoon, making of, etc. on Netflix, and it's not working anymore. And to be honest, a good 80% of content on Netflix is just garbage, so it doesn't take that long to burn it out. So I thought I'd demonstrate some things that keep me somewhat occupied. For value, this right here is worth every bit of the $5 I think it costs, and I don't know exactly how much it costs because a friend gave it to me. I don't like screens on my windows, so I get a lot of flies in here. Not so many right now because it's nighttime and I think they go to sleep or something. I remember looking it up. Question being, where do the flies go at night? And I wasn't satisfied with the answer, but it might have mentioned something about something that I don't entirely understand. But this, my God, the feeling of power that you get from swinging this thing around is incomparable. Little things, big things, all the things in between, and most satisfying, it makes that zap. When you hit one, it goes zzz, and and there's a hunt involved. You don't just reach out and start zapping flies. You gotta be able to track the fly. Most importantly, for whatever reason, the color of my walls, the all the stuff in here, they'll do their buzz thing, and you think you got them, and then they'll disappear. You don't know where they've gone. So I can't demonstrate it right now, unfortunately, but you just got to trust me. It's probably $5 at Walmart. The other thing I've come across, and it's got a couple of positives and a couple of minuses, but let's just talk about the positives, and that's cards. And if you've ever tried to throw a card, it can be a little frustrating, because they don't travel nicely. But I was watching this thing, and dude was, cutting carrots and embedding playing cards into the trunks of trees, and I think he threw a card over a 2-story house, which I don't know if I'm still skeptical that that's even possible, but I wanted to try and see if I could duplicate it, or replicate it, and I can't, because he's been doing it for quite a while, and he clearly makes money at it. So he's like one of those guys. He's a little trickster. But I've figured out a couple of different methods, and the one that works best is that one. Like that. You hear the sound when it hits something. It makes a little sound. You can see on my cards is they're getting all bent up. Well, not those so much, but some of them are like, the corners are done. None in here. But and it's satisfying too to see it, doing what it does when you throw it. And if I get deadly enough with these things, I'm gonna go find these ninjas. All right, last one. All right. But the thing I really wanted to talk about was lock picking. Oh. Sorry, I had a little technical issue. It was lock picking. You know, this is a master lock. It is widely considered one of the more secure sort of padlocks, and the ease in which you can get into this thing is frightening. In fact, it was so easy that I showed my 8-year-old how to do it, and it probably took him about less than a minute to get into this thing. And a little bit of suggestion: if you show your 8-year-old how to do something like this, don't tell them it's called lock picking. Tell them it's an advanced puzzle, you know, because he mentioned that to a couple of people that were incredibly uneasy about that. So aside from the fact that I don't like being told how to care for my child, you know, uptight white people are but you know what? Uptight white people are totally different than uptight black people or uptight, you know, Latinos, or it's a different breed. I'd rather deal with uptight black than uptight white any day of the week. But what you're going for right here is you're dealing with two tools. You're dealing with something called a tension bar, which is this thing, right? And you can see it's got a flattened end on both sides. And that's in order to insert into the lock and torque it a little bit, so you're duplicating the action of a proper key, you know, when you turn it. It's not going to turn all the way, obviously, because there's some engineering in there that keeps that from happening. But it's necessary in order to manipulate that part of the engineering that keeps the lock from opening. My suggestion is, because I'm not going to be able to explain exactly how it works, is to just go online somewhere and Google, I guess, exploded diagram of a standard 6-pin padlock, and you'll see sort of what's going on there. There's a cylinder. There's generally 5 or 6 pins. There's the keyhole, etc., etc., etc. So you'll notice that with one hand, I'm trying to put a little bit of pressure on the lock hole, and with the other hand, and this is the pick, you'll see the tip there, and it's not focusing very good, but trust me, let's try that. With that tip, you're going to insert, and you're going to try and level out each pin individually. Like I said, this isn't a very complicated lock, but still, in all that, sometimes it takes me quite a bit longer than it should. Sometimes it happens really quickly. We'll see how quickly I can get through this, you know, because I'd like to be do it quick, because then I look like a badass. But considering my luck and the frequency at which anyone thinks I'm a badass is few and far between. And Christ, I can't always even count on my son, which is unfortunate. So what I'm doing here is each pin has a different length in it. This is another way I can put tension on the cylinder. And what you're trying to do with your pick is that, so that it opens. Now, what I was trying to explain before it popped open is that each lock has a set of pins that are of different lengths, and that corresponds with the ridges you see on a key. If I was prepared, I would show you a key. But some ridges are higher, some ridges are lower, and each one of those ridges lines up with its pin, and that ridge will set that pin at precisely the height it needs to be in order to turn the key cylinder, right? So there's two sets of pins. There's the pins on the bottom, they're different lengths, and then there's pins on top which are all the same length. And if you get the bottom pins to all reach the same point in the cylinder, this is my sort of backwards way of demonstrating that. So you will be able to turn the cylinder, which releases the whatever that lock is using to secure it. Beyond that, there's all kinds of crazy things that are done to locks in order to make them harder to compromise. I'm sure you've seen two keys with two-sided keys. They will fiddle with the diameter on the pins inside the lock so that it's harder to gauge whether or not you've set the pin correctly, because it'll go in kind of crooked and you'll think that it's where it's supposed to be, but it will never release. That's like some high skill stuff that I haven't tried, but I have got through. I found a list. It said that the 10 easiest locks to practice on for lock picking, and surprisingly, the hardest one for me was one of the first ones. And the first ones are presumably the easiest, but that one was hard because it was a tiny lock, and there was so little room to work in the keyhole that I had to keep coming back to it time and time again until I eventually got it. And I'm sure if I tried it right now, I would not be able to open it, because I just wanted to see if I could bite through it, because that's the point at which that whole process was getting to me. I have other things here, most aren't that impressive. Some are interesting. I got to figure out a way to play baseball in my room. That would be fun. I would like to be able to skateboard in here. That would require more work than I'm prepared to do right now. Yeah, maybe I'll let you know. Maybe I won't let you know. Maybe no one will ever see this, because Christ, the fact that I've even resorted to, filming myself for the possible enjoyment of someone other than immediate friends or family is has me questioning my I don't know, integrity, the things that tell me I am who I am. I mean, for fuck's sake, I got a shirt that says Mexican Chardonnay. bet you didn't know there was Mexican Chardonnay. That's a whole nother issue. I don't know. Subscribe, comments below. You know, YouTube life. Don't hurt sea creatures, and always ride the bus.